This conference will now be recorded.
Did you sign in, sir?
No, okay, thank you. I
I'd
don't
like
think
to call the public hearing for 6:30 to order fiscal year 2024 proposed water and sewer fixed fees and increase. Eric, the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. The first thing I wanted to point out was there was information on the website that Tony actually pointed out to me about an hour ago that was a typo. They have monthly increases listed on the website, and they're actually quarterly increases. So I'm surprised that, I'm surprised no one's here, especially since that would triple our proposal. So I did call the vet to have that fixed. Now, I did load a condensed PowerPoint on the laptop this afternoon. I think we've all seen it. I'd be glad to go through it if anybody would like me to. No one online, Kim?
We do not have anyone online, no. And there, we can wait a few minutes. And there were no comments submitted to the town clerk.
Okay. Well, we can wait and see if anyone shows up there.
Do you have any comments, sir, since you're here?
no comment.
Is that good or bad?
I have no, I don't object to the increases. I am in favor of it. The town is in a financial position where it needs to start looking to the future. And this is one of the ways that we can secure a future of financial solvency. So, good idea.
In fact, I believe it was you that made the motion in the DMUC to make the motion to accept it. I think.
Believe so?
Good.
So remind me again how much our increase to revenues is gonna be?
It was like 58,000 for water and 30 something for sewer. Sounds about right. I got it on my PowerPoint.
58 for water and 30 for sewer?
Yeah.
That's per year, right?
Yeah.
So we could actually build that into the budget.
Oh, yeah, once we pass it,
Yes.
then I'm gonna make change.
Yeah. You see it.
Sure.
I got that.
Very well.
I got that. I didn't bring my printing copy. I know I had that. I know I had that right in here somewhere. If I'll ever find it.
Radio back.
I don't,
You stuck in West Virginia, start without.
We did.
oh, I've been working on budget, Tony. I did my.
Oh, I bet you from 81.
Sheet forms, looking
Okay.
at stuff.
So once the 81 shut down.
I don't know if you ever talked to her,
But like, we're ending
I
at
don't know if you
811,
stuck over there or
so
not.
to hit 1,090,
Oh, my.
probably a stretch. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're gonna
I
come
said,
in.
do I have a
We came in
bucket too?
under this office,
Yeah, don't
year
forget.
before.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's,
Well, I wouldn't say cut it, but I don't think we're gonna wanna bump it up with this, you know what I mean, increase. But the sewer fund numbers didn't come out.
37,000 for sewer was,
Did you hear that? 37 for sewer.
37,000 for
and I'm
sewer.
pretty
Okay.
sure 58 is correct for water, although I can't find it in front of me.
What did you think?
58.
Okay, so that's,
Haven't found it yet.
okay.
Well,
And I didn't make any of those
Did it
changes,
as what we thought? That's what I thought.
because I did, well,
it's
since
not
that's a
that
change
big.
or
I
something.
don't know if it's
I-
fine.
Correct.
Kim, you have any questions or any comments?
No.
Terry? Mary Lee?
Do we want to discuss rounding to even numbers?
I'm all for it. Drives me bonkers.
It drives me bonkers
Oh.
too.
Yeah, I mean, probably these weirdos go to the gas station and just stop the pump. They don't top it off to a round number.
I got it around.
Oh,
And it is 58,000.
My life is even numbers and
I'm
round
telling you.
numbers.
I,
I'm okay with 5, so.
Like, okay, if we went up like X 50 cents, I'd be fine with that. But like that 77 stuff was making me cringe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
It's like fingernail
You
on
know
a
how we got
chalkboard.
there, we just took
I know.
the 7-year total and divided it
Right.
by 7.
I understand the math, how it got there, but I was just like, this
One was
round is up.
747 and the other one was 563, right? I think is what they are.
747 is one of them. and
11,
You just
No,
want me to do my
560.
PowerPoint.
I do, I want you to do the
537,
PowerPoint.
yeah,
so it works
537.
so hard
I
on
want
it.
to do PowerPoint.
747.
Yeah,
1119
see, we get
divided by 10.
1,067,000 last.
The 747, 750,
So,
like that's,
you know what I mean? And if I
What's it
do,
in there for now?
yeah, 750, we're at 1,090,000.
Okay, make it.
And if we do our numbers for, sewer fund, we're at
I think that's what we had.
Eight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
807.
So
You want to go to round numbers?
Gonna be.
There was 747 and 547.
There's what,
Yeah, I'd like to
750
do
and 550?
750
Sounds like 550?
And 550?
Yeah.
Is that- okay.
Might as well make out of town round too, that's 1119.
Yeah, oh my
Maybe
God.
12.
So,
1150 or 1125.
keep on 50.
Keep them all.
Yeah, we were exact, because we want to keep
I-
that ratio.
But remember, you didn't
Of out of town.
include the debt in the, you know what I mean, you didn't include funding the debt or paying for our
Oh, no.
debt, so, you know, it's not
So,
like we don't need it to fund the debt. in the sewer fund.
I heard the door. That's not ready.
so my only comment is that,
Oh, clean lays over it too.
not opposed to the increase, obviously, because we've been talking about it for such a long time. I'm a little hesitancy about the 7-year plan.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I think that has more discussion yet to occur.
I would be entertaining of the rate increase that we've discussed for a 3 to 5 year plan and reevaluate. I just think that when you're looking at some of those numbers, after 7 years for some of these people on fixed incomes, I mean, it's getting up there. I mean, I know we gotta do what we gotta do, but I'd be more interested in a 3 to 5 year and then reevaluate.
That's fine.
You guys just walked down the street, didn't you?
I plan on reevaluating every.
So you could come right that door.
I never know.
How are you all? Good. Good.
There's still no one here, Howard.
Are you still here for the water and sewer rate or are you here for the tax rate?
They're presenting tonight.
Oh, you're here for different, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
So you're here for the regular meeting?
Yeah, yeah.
We're at a public hearing right now.
Right.
So that's my comments.
so in the work that we've done, we can easily change the equations and change out, we can extrapolate those numbers, it wouldn't be overly difficult, so.
I think I agree with Mary Lee and the rest of it. I think we would round it off to 50 cent line. Makes better sense, easier calculation too.
Yeah, and in response to Tam, I've probably said, you know, I know he's heard me say it 5 times. I think we now have a format and we can plug in new numbers as we.
Yep.
move ahead.
Okay, we've still got 5 more minutes before we can go into the other ones.
Do we want to close this public hearing?
Don't see any reason to keep it open. Do I have a motion to close this public hearing for the 2024 proposed water and sewer fixed fees increase?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any
I
discussion?
have a duet.
Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstain. Motion carries.
This conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to call the meeting to order for public hearing 645 fiscal year 2024 real estate and personal property tax rate. For the tax year beginning July 1st, 2023, the estimated real property assessable base will increase by 4.7% from $353,658, $474 to $370, $345, $160. If the town of Bentonville maintains the current tax rate of 0.3591 per 100 of assessment real property tax revenues will increase by 4.7%. resulting in a 59,922 of new real property tax revenue. In order to fully offset the effect of increasing assessment, the real property tax rate should be reduced to 0.3429, the constant yield tax rate. Town of Boonesborough is considering not reducing the real property tax rate enough to fully offset increasing assessment. The town purposed to adopt a real property tax rate of 0.3591 per 100 of assessment. This tax rate is 4.7% higher than the constant yield tax rate and will generate $59,992 in additional property tax revenue. And we're holding a public hearing tonight. The 0.3591 per $100 of assessment. It's the same property tax, constant yield rate property tax that we've had for numerous years. I can't remember how many years. Do you remember, Mary Lee? Or
I don't remember, I know it's been that,
It's
ever since
been-
I've been on
yeah,
council, which is
it's-
2016 when
yeah.
I started.
It's been that, I think, ever since I've been the council too, the assistant mayor and mayor. So we're gonna leave it the same rate. And no one signed up for public comments. Anybody in the public have anything to say?
No problem.
No comment, no comment. And you don't live in town. Cindy does.
I do.
You don't. Yep. Council, anybody on the council have any questions? Or any concerns or
The
comments?
question is, but comment, as we all stated, it's the same rate that we kept for years. We don't know exact number of years, it was at least 10 years that I can remember. And with the new legislation that passed, we won't have to even do this next year.
Right.
Because it's not really a tax increase. The wording is so that it makes it very, very challenging to understand, but we're not increasing the base rate. So it's just, but like I said, we don't have to even advertise it next year because all this passed.
Since there's no other discussion or comments or anything, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion, and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our mayor and council meeting. Would everyone please rise for the pledge and invocation?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Our dear kind Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight. Thank you for all the many blessed things that you have given us. Oh Lord, we pray for the violence that's going on throughout the country and the world, that it will soon stop. Be with everyone, Lord, and guide us in the right manner. As we go before tonight to make decisions for the town of Boonesborough, again, please guide us in a way that it will be beneficial to the town and our residents. Oh Lord, as Memorial Day comes up, we pray and bless the families that have lost loved ones in the wars. And we also pray for the ones that have sons and husbands and relatives that are still serving to protect us, to keep us safe from all the other countries. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Good evening, sir. Looks like all the council is present. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes for our special meeting on March 21st, the regular meeting on April 10th, and the workshop meeting on April the 24th? So, do I have a motion to accept them?
I'll make a motion. I sent Kim a change that I found and I know it's already been corrected.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and second, and then there was a change. Kim's already corrected those. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstain, motion carries. Treasurer.
Okay, so our general fund, we started, the month off with a few, different collections. We did receive from Nora Roberts Foundation, the fishing derby, there was a donation. We sold some of our compost bins and just some unusual things there, but, nothing drastic. And the, general fund ends with a balance of $1,918,669.16. Water fund, the collections there, nothing unusual and no unusual expenses. And the water fund has a balance at the end of April of $814,707.99. And for the sewer fund, we did do the transfer from our ARPA funds. We had designated some of those funds for the wastewater treatment plant sludge facility that is underway, and we paid some of those expenses, $110,000, $110,948.65. That was the only major change in the sewer fund. And the sewer fund is running with a balance right now of $35,982.00. And as far as CDs, all the CDs that the town has currently are all with the general fund. I did make a note that there was one for Middletown Valley Bank that was supposed to come due in the middle of April. Apparently, we didn't get a notice. I'm going to contact the bank tomorrow, see if we can get that CD renewed, because I'm paying 2.72%, and most of the CDs now are 5%, so we're going to fix that. Other than that, our CD balance across the board is $2,216,883.68. And then we also have our other funds. We have our restricted funds that are being held at Middletown Valley Bank, which is money for the reservoir replacement mostly. That balance right now is $2,756,760.54. We also have the American Rescue Plan Act funds, and the current balance on that right now is $3,064,388.27. Noting that we did transfer $110,948.65 to pay some of those bills. The water fund has a user fee money market account with a balance of $175,084.86. And the sewer fund has a user fee money market account with a balance of $85,227.14. Those are all of the town's current assets.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to accept.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
All second.
Have a motion and a second, any discussions or questions?
One question for Tony. We discussed on the phone about American Rescue Plan. Can you confirm that date is going before Paul left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those the same, abstain, motion carries. Okay, we have some guests tonight. First one, I'd like for you to come up, Ms. Poppy, and join me in front of the flags. How are you, Sue? How do you do? Don't be bashful. I got a proclamation for you. This whereas America is the land of freedom, preserved and protected willingly and freely by citizen soldiers. Whereas millions who have answered the call to arms have died on the field of battle. Whereas a nation at peace must be reminded of the price of war and the debt owed to those who have died in war. Whereas the red poppy has been designated as a symbol to sacrifice of lives in all wars. Whereas the American Legion Auxiliary has pledged to remind America annually of this debt through the distribution of the memorial flower. Now, therefore, I, Howard W. Long, Mayor of Boothburg of Washington County, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Poppy Month and ask that all citizens pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom by wearing the memorial poppy on this day. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to the effect the official seal of the town of Boothburg, Maryland, this 8th day of May, 2023. Howard W. Long. That's all.
We have two Miss Poppies this year, and of course, May is Poppy Month. With us tonight is Miss Eliana Deputt. So Rob and Carrie Deputt from Kiwisville. Our other Miss Poppy is Ella Stride, and she had dance that tonight, so she couldn't be here. And as the proclamation says, the poppy is a symbol of the sacrifice of a lot of veterans. It became popular after World War I, when the decimated fields in Europe started growing poppies, and we can attribute it in this country to one lady, Mrs. Michael. She proclaimed it as a memorial flower to all the war dead. And on impulse one year, she bought a bouquet of poppies in all that New York City's one department store had, and handed them to the businessmen at the New York YMCA where she worked. She asked them to wear a poppy to the fallen, and that was in 1918, just after World War I, but America's sons would rest forever in Flanders Field. Later, she spearheaded a campaign that made the adoption of the poppy as a national symbol of sacrifice, and the American Legion Auxiliary has spearheaded the effort to do that every year, in all of our communities that have American Legions and auxiliaries. And so it's really a special time for Miss Poppy. I believe it to be the first. Thank you, Gary.
One more than one, good 41. We have plenty.
Yes, we do. Feel like we have
Your friends.
Well, I know.
Just so they can read it.
I get some 50-50 tickets.
Yeah.
Training them young.
That's all I'm going for.
Nation and we don't know them.
Thank you.
Yeah, did everybody.
In them all.
Don't hit
And you can, if you don't have any money, you can welcome your copies.
Take checks.
Well, I have the square out. I need a credit card.
All right.
You just take them out.
Can't be unpatriotic.
All right, don't, I like that.
Oh,
Here's the
Senior
dollar.
this year. She's not the senior Miss Poppy this year.
She's just better.
yeah, no, no, I told her to save her tears.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you, sweetie.
So we thank you for having us every year.
Thank
It's
you.
always a highlight of Poppy Month.
We appreciate you coming.
See you in the
I'm gonna
parade.
say-
Yeah, in the parade.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
You're welcome to stay if you'd like.
Nice to hear that.
Oh, this next, hey, the next thing on, item on the agenda, Schaefer Park disc golf presentation.
Yep, I didn't keep them, but still.
Yes.
I didn't keep
Well,
Frisbee golf.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, take care. We're on the chair up there.
I'm all right.
Where's yours?
Disc golf is not frisbee golf.
Right, yeah.
That's the first correction.
Yes. Frisbee is entirely different.
My name is Audrey Gargison. No relation. I live on 46 South Main Street here in Boonesboro with Jackson Dolly, avid disc golf player and new resident.
Thanks.
Yes, I'll get you all your record as well. So you might know me from my time, because you mentioned the Jersey Hero and sporting events, but this is just a personal hobby of ours. And there's currently only one disc golf course in the town. So when we disc golf on our days off, we have to go out of the county, which is the next closest one is Middletown, and San Marcos Park, and over in Ferry. And the Ditto Farms is technically the home course for this region. So Jackson plays probably at least once a week. And we're constantly walking our little dog in the park and we're looking at all the land. So it kind of brought us to a conversation with the park board that Mr. Beaver was a part of initially. And we have had their blessing to come and speak to you about this. And we are continuing conversations with Greg Solberg and Laura. So Ms. Laura, and what you see on this paper today is just an update of our presentation, and we added some more points that would be beneficial to you as representatives of the town. So disc golf is much like golf, but it is not frisbee golf. We use a flying disc, and the goal is to sink it into a basket and the food is thrown. Disc golf is designed to be enjoyed by people of all ages and all abilities, and it's really easy. I'm the least athletic person. I can do a good height on the 18, but I'm not a soccer or football person. And I find that the fact that you can chase it to your individual self to be quite nice and relaxing. So we just started talking, we're like, what if we propose a disc golf course for Shaver Park? So the second version, or third version of the proposed course you see is all on the back 40, as you would say. We've removed interference from any of the athletic fields, so it's the benefit to disc golf. It can coexist because the footprint is rather small with other amenities within the park. You'll see on the map, we do not have 11 and 10, or 10 and 11, because this is a live map. We did just speak to somebody today about graphic design and actually geographical map, and looking at from the perspective. So 10 continues towards the pond, and then 11 is kind of around the pond. Kim quickly got me the depth of the pond at 15 feet, which you asked about lost balls and your lost disc. So traditionally how that goes, if that is a valid concern, if you find a disc, the player's code is you leave it on that hole on top of the basket. Most disc golf players write on the back of their disc their name and phone number, so you contact them and say, I got your disc, it's here. It's a lot of community and it's a lot of based on the honor system, but most disc golf courses do have people who regularly patrol for lost discs. Happen to know a licensed scuba diver if we have to go into the pond and have those relationships cultivated. So making sure that there's not a negative impact on our beautiful Shaver Park. So I'm gonna let Jackson talk about more about the sport, and then I will kind of talk in the steps to bringing a disc golf course to Boonesboro, which is why I'm on that. And I'll talk more about investment and funding.
So 90%, as you can see, 90% of disc golf courses are established already in parks. So it's a free amenity for most people to just buy a minimum of one disc if they really want to do that, but they can buy as many as they want. And they can go walk the park, and that makes it a good footprint for people coming into the area and saying, oh, hey, there's a disc golf here, let's walk the park. And that would actually make a great reason, like more people walking in the park and then coming back, they would come, feet on the street to come and patronize the town's businesses. It's one of the fastest growing sports in America. And there are a lot of courses over in Europe as well. And there's a pro right now who is developing courses in a lot of different countries, but that's not big. It is a year-round sport, and if the tee pads and the baskets are installed correctly, they would not need that much maintenance, if at all. The most would be the tee pads. That would be, that would be mowing and mowing and I guess mulching for this particular type, which I think be turf, because concrete is a little bit more expensive and it's a little bit more of it's a permanent structure, which we might have to move at some point. And
With the further development of the master plan for the park board, turf will allow for more flexibility because over time you can change the layout and just update it on the geolocator.
Now, you say you have tee pads.
Mhm.
Do you have several tee pads?
Yes.
Or you're younger, seniors, women?
This particular design is just fashion, but there's different course layouts with cars. So there could be a variation.
there definitely could be, but that also brings in more materials and more upkeep, more things to maintain. There are roughly about 3,000 members in the Pro Disc Golf Association living in Maryland alone. And that would also give another course for players in, let's say, West Virginia and Virginia and some Pennsylvania who want to play another course and learn another course, an opportunity to do that. Disc golfers are very land conscientious, and they're one of their credos is leave no trace. So they will just walk the course, play the course, and if they do bring beverages, they will more than likely take that with them. They won't litter and
So for the course development features of the back page, you can see that we are currently on step 2. I like to say 1.5 actually. 2 steps, but these are steps outlined by the Pro Disc Golf Association, and we have made an adjustment in forming a committee to help finalize the layout with different individuals in the community and develop a timeline. And then step 4 would be to secure funding. So this particular additional asset in the parks would be eligible for further state allocations. That means that. And then hotel tax grant distribution. I wanted to let you know, just draw an application tomorrow and it's fully project because it meets all the categories for the hotel tax grant. But there's also the Great Maryland Outdoors Grant, which is a newer grant that has a significant amount of funding. So we can really show that the funding sources are particularly one. If there were other, and I'm sure there are programs, open space priorities for the town, and then we also talked to the EDC and some members of the EDC informally about the opportunities to partnerships. So as we're not only having these players come into town, we could do some advertising on the course baskets that would be representative of the businesses in the community. and provide further direction. And it kind of goes well with the signage plan in the park that points you out to different directional items that are simply, just a couple miles this and that way. So there's definitely some interest in that element, and there is, you could do the option of crowdfunding, but I don't think it's necessarily the right choice for this particular course, because I see there's so many other funding avenues. And, so the average, so each basket has its detail. Here's, dimension, and these are really the course materials. As you can see, there's this wide brim at the top. That's where you would do some course signage and logo and promoting the town and maybe other businesses. Being the modern era, we understand the home maintenance and you're always looking for a way to offset maintenance. Anyway, so the welcome and circle course, where you make suggestions for a whole nine for maybe the tots or the younger children. And show all the sponsors. We will also plan to have a QR code where people can make donations to help support the course and so we did some rough estimates and put in an element of inflation, and we're looking at a $12,000 to $15,000 investment, which is pretty minuscule when you consider how much paper. And adding a value asset for all ages. And it's kind of like, once you start hearing about this golf and seeing it, you start seeing it everywhere. They're now selling starter packs and kits from Innova, which is like one of the largest brands.
Amazon's going to do it too.
Yeah. So, you currently don't get any, can't spend any more money on this golf items, but, we did add this additional page just for you here tonight to look at about the town investment. So ultimately, yes, the land is the investment, but the footprint of a basket is literally less than the size of the desk. This is a vertical footprint. You can easily remove them if needed. Or if there's development in that part of the park, if and when, it can be redesigned at any time. It's flexible. And really need, of course, your support and the public and the staff. And then if we are going for a portion of the funding from program, of course, working with staff assistance on that funding element and application and request. And then we did want to address the maintenance support of the fairways. The fairways are currently in the undeveloped fields, which are often just the perimeter trail is mowed. That is acceptable for a fairway version. So you don't have to mow the entire course, and mowing doesn't have to be done every single week. So it's not burdensome, but there needs to be a maintenance plan. And that's currently the only concern that we'll have forward that we discussed with the staff is that the town's acceptance of that. And I have to look at San Michael's as the best example I've seen.
Yeah.
Where sometimes they just do a path portion, so if you lose your disc in the rough, you have to go search for it. And so, if you don't find it, the next person.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, we're not saying that all that area and all that acreage needs to be perfectly groomed, but there needs to be a consensus to some point that every 3 weeks or, especially high grass, what's considered high grass and moving forward. And then I just kind of wanted to put the return on investment because people always ask, what does this bring for the town? Yes, we have a personal, but I think a lot of people benefit from it. I personally have graduated from Greensboro High and I've lived here for 8 years now, and I do worry about the affordability of sports. And this is a very affordable activity that I think you can add. It's not going to cost an arm and a leg to get your entire family involved. I also am a huge advocate for the stewardship of the land element, coming from Georgia hospitality. So it's attractive to me. Anybody can play it, and it kind of brings life to some of the underutilized areas of the land. And then also artificial, so UDisc is an app, it's a geographical app that you subscribe to, and anytime you travel, we're pulling up, where's the closest disc? Let's go play around as we're riding through, or, oh, we have a long drive, we can stop, walk for an hour and a half, and then continue on our journey. And, from my time on Instagram and other social sites, I'm not the only one. You know, a friend from college who's 2 minutes late, you know, make an effort to, every single discourse, awesome. So they're cheating and kind of addicted, just like there's more, you know, how people try to get all over the minor league, major league ballparks, it's the same thing with this one.
You know, that your city groups, your school groups and all, they could also use it as a fundraiser, hold disc tournaments.
Correct, and we did speak with Tiffany Abel. She has received bids for professional disc golf tournaments. And typically they need 2 courses, and right now when they did a form, Boonesboro is approximately minutes from Field Farm, so it was an opportunity. And much like golf, we do enforcement. We're scrambling.
The course in Hagerstown has nothing nearby it. You know, Sacred Park is right off the main street, so, you know, as far as people have to move in town, there's tourism, business aspect to it here, tourism in Hagerstown, which is a nice course, but there's nothing around it.
The same with Middletown, run ourselves, like,
It's-
let's go to Middletown and get a place to eat out there, or, you know, we can get gas on our way there, $3.
So explain to me how you play.
So, this desk would actually be approximately the size of a tea bag.
Okay.
And, from top. And so you would throw it, and, yeah, I mean, it's exactly like in, like real golf, and you just throw it from the tee pad to the basket in as few throws as possible. So like, let's say the basket's over by the wall, you throw from there, and you would.
So do you mark these as like a par 3, a par 4?
Yeah.
Time you throw is a stroke.
Yeah.
So what's the purpose of the chains in this picture?
To catch the disc going into the basket. So
When-
this,
When you throw the disc, you know, because obviously you'll go, in order to get to it, you're gonna go over the hole. So the hole is actually the basket here at the
Well, that's what
bottom.
I
These
said.
chains are here, so when you
Chain-
throw it, you hit the chain and it falls into the basket. So that was,
Which then, we're saying.
and this is a single chain, or no, this is a double chain, so you can see there's chains on the inside and the outside.
Correct, yeah.
That's the quality level basket you want, because it does help grab discs a lot easier. That's what people look for.
And what are the discs made out of?
Plastic.
the thick frisbees.
But there's different, so like you have a putter, you have a mid-range driver, and then you have a driver. So,
So a little bit like golf.
Yeah, yeah.
and there's different plastic levels, and there's different brand elements, and
Way
I think
cheaper.
myself good for that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've never, this is new.
yeah.
I swag,
And, yeah, we talked about other potential, you know, rooms.
And I've also played in a bunch of tournaments that have given out socks, given out like tournament discs that can be sponsored by,
Local business.
yeah, sponsored by local business.
And so instead of a golf caddy or a cart, you actually have a backpack. You can have like a roller, depending on how much money you want to invest. I have like a sling bag for mine, because I just dropped $5. He's got like 20 discs at all times.
You can't buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the backpack, it's open at all times, so you can just select, what type of disc you want.
You can caddy for me. I don't usually do that.
I was thinking you had it for me.
So you have on this, they have like this golf network, which is, I think that's what they're. Yeah.
What I do like is that this one brings utilization to that area that's, I don't know, it's-
And that master plan, I feel like, would affect for my entire life.
But this, I mean, this is extremely low impact to, and a pad can be mulched. I mean, it really doesn't have to be anything. You don't have to really, you dig a little hole and put that hole in it.
Yeah.
And you can pull them up as easy as putting it in. So-
Well, and that's what worries me, vandalism.
Well, yeah, that we got that with every place, I guess, but,
I you can do a concrete, with a lock, so it's very limited. But these are bulky. I mean, if you're vandalizing this, someone should check it.
Pull them up, they're just confirming the creek.
Yeah.
And then you gotta push them out.
Or like
back
mess
in,
with
right?
chains.
Good luck pulling them out, they're like 14 foot length.
Yeah, we have them, we almost brought it.
The baskets themselves are 14.
I'm talking about the whole entire.
Oh, so that's the T pad, would just probably be mulch, 2x4 not even, you apply and a piece of turf. So that's, you kind of dig that out and set that in the ground if they're pulling that up, you know, with a shovel.
So I guess that's the biggest thing. We have to do.
Yeah, that's one, like a little bit of trimming, but I don't
But
think.
it may not, one break doesn't have. Guys maintain the park.
They weed whack for us all every time they come down.
Well, if they do that, then we need to push them out in that area.
They weed whack all,
And it doesn't,
all over town.
and it doesn't have to be 18 holes. Just to let you guys know. And step 5, that's not gonna happen. The felling of the trees and
Yeah,
clear area and the move are, that's not. gonna happen. Just let you guys know that. And the park board's on board with this, and they actually want to be involved with helping set up the fees and holes and stuff where to put them. That way it won't have much of a, won't hurt the park as much.
Easy way to make Lewisburg a destination.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's great somebody from the community bringing stuff and wants to, spearhead it and do it. So,
and I think also
and we have the grant writer that can help them apply for some of this grant funding. And,
She's got connections too.
Just a few.
In a few days, you're not gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
I think they need a motion for us to move forward.
Yeah, we need a motion to develop a committee and that we have your support moving forward in any funding requests.
yeah, and just look if they, stay in connection with the park board, and Greg, or where we're placing it and keeping it maintained. I'm
Park
okay.
board just wants to be actively involved in it. So,
I think it should be.
yeah,
So good presentation.
yeah, it's very good.
One question. So this is
That,
golf,
yes.
where you have golf course, because it's supposed to be people exercising. Yeah. Nobody using golf.
No, you're not driving the golf course.
You can't drive your golf cart up.
So every round I walk at least 4,000 steps.
Yeah, I read today, if you play disc golf on average twice a week, you're burning anywhere from 4 to 1,600.
So it's great exercise in your throwing, and even though I can't throw low scores because I'm a seasoned disc golfer, people that play more and throw more, they'll actually like burn more anyway.
Yeah.
They'll probably take more steps.
And the tournaments are pretty cool, like, I mean, so the tournaments that utilize the park in the off season, we went to one in Middletown, it was called like a Boulder Bear Orange, with one of their disc golf association. It was on like the week after New Year's, it was freezing cold, and you see people out in the park, and it was just kind of actually great, because you're like, hey, I can put on a jacket and like also enjoy what we have to offer.
And in those tournaments, there are several different divisions, and even in my divisions, there were like 80 people. Yeah, just in my division.
And then they rented the pavilion and had a party in the middle of January, so it created revenues and.
So how do you come up with a division, whatever the par is or something?
It's so there.
Over 50.
Age group. It doesn't have anything to do with the course itself, it's your personal, like, skill levels. So there's like, mixed amateur, like 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then mixed pro. And you also have that for women as well, but, I mean, anyone can play in any division. I mean, it's just how you, it's just the level that you think that you are and how well you can perform, but, yeah.
We'll have Marion Council members.
Yeah, you guys can be the first one to kick it off.
Do I have a motion to accept or not to accept?
Make a motion.
Accept?
Sure.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second, along with working with the park board. So, any other discussion? Chief, do you have any questions?
No, good to me.
You don't what?
You're already walking in the park anyway.
Nobody would throw his disc up and shoot it, so maybe.
I was gonna say, you can.
Yeah, just speak
Second floor, we'll go see.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries.
Thank you guys.
Boonesboro's disc go.
Greg, we have anybody signed up for public comment?
Me. Yeah. Good evening.
Evening.
Oh, my.
He's talking about it.
So, something came across my desk, which, of course, needed an answer yesterday. Are you familiar with the Meredith challenge to have our county lose £10,000 in X amount of time? Okay, so, Bernadette Wagner, who used to work across the street at Hospice, has created a program called Walking to Wellness. And she's launching Saturdays in the Park. It's an intergenerational walking program. It'll be the first month of every Saturday. There'll be there's a first Saturday of every month. And they're going to launch their program June 3rd at National Trail Days here in Boonesboro. And so they are in the process of creating a t-shirt, and they're looking for sponsors. And they would like to have all of the towns in Washington County be a sponsor for the shirt. It's $500. Here's the information. This is something that you think that you would be interested in. So the shirt would be out in the public eye for over a year. So every time someone participates in one of the trail walks, they get a t-shirt.
I'm going on publish my work out. So I can, and I'm assuming that would qualify for that.
I would think, I mean, we should be fine there.
Come out of that.
Yeah.
That's a good way for Boonesboro to reach out into the community.
And you're gonna do it at the trail thing, right?
That will be,
Have a thing here in Boonesboro, so it's gonna be done.
will be where
Yeah, so other municipalities beyond.
Yeah, that would kind of not look too well with it.
So for our
She couldn't send you the letter because she sent it to EDC. And then when Terry and I talked about it, she didn't think it was within our scope. And then, I started having a meeting, and I thought I'd give it a try.
So for our $500 donation,
You'll
is
get
it,
the logo on the back of the shirt.
got that.
So we're paying for the advertising.
So there's no limit to the amount of shirts that get handed out?
I'm not sure whether, I didn't ask her how many shirts she was.
I mean, I'm just curious, if 50 people show up, is that the number, or if 50 people participate?
The idea is to give everyone that participates in the event a shirt.
They have to register, don't they? So they'll know how many shirts they need.
I guess they'll reprint this year, this, that question I can't answer.
That $500 probably covers the design and where they use to make setup, yeah. And of course, t-shirts, they're not that expensive. At 9 municipalities in Washington County, it's up $500. I'll cover
Yeah, and
the
including
design and an
Department of Park,
awful lot of t-shirts.
right, Department of Park and Recs, Washington County Health Department, and Health Washington.
So my church did a walk to Jerusalem this year. We failed. But we're gonna do it again. We got stuck in the ocean somewhere.
There's ocean.
It's a pretty long
But-
walk, maybe you guys.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
start early?
We had a short time to do it, but this would be kind of cool. They have different groups where they have different wellness. They have a new group called FAN. It's fun, activity, and nutrition
Oh, okay.
that we do at the church. So it's a little spin-off of this, but the walking part of it is all part of that, so. That'd be kind of, this is another way to get out, the first Saturday of every month.
Right. And we partner with Bernadette, I'm sure that she would be excited to have some help. And not only, I mean, lots of trails, we have our nature trail, we have lots of trails in Greenbrier, I'm not quite sure what she has slated for the year.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people walking inside doing fishing.
So do we need a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to sponsor the event, the Walk to Wellness, Walking to Wellness for $500.
And we're gonna, where the, said the funds are gonna come from.
We're gonna-
Well, it'll be booked as a donation, so it'll be over our donation budget, but our hotel motel tax, we've booked revenue of 25,000, and right now we've got 27,493. So we're $2,500 over there, we spent 500 towards wagon train out of there.
So
Still got
I'll second the
two events,
motion
brings
and
down to
Kim,
15.
pull it out of the hotel motel tax money, please.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Do we have any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the same. Abstained? Motion carries.
On behalf of Bernadette Wagner, I thank you very much.
Cookie, can you forward that to me?
Awesome.
Awesome.
She's gotta walk it right over there.
Can you forward it?
She'll
There you have it.
forward it.
You can get it all.
Our letter's gonna be on the back of one of the other towns.
Yeah.
Would it be at the top? I just at the top.
We start with B. we should
I was gonna say
do
alphabet.
Alphabet is good to be first.
And I don't know where this is on your agenda, but since I'm sitting here, Thursday night is girls' night out. Oh my gosh, from 5 to 9 along Main Street, and our neighbors across the street have gone all out.
Tonight?
Like
Oh,
Thursday.
okay.
So, I guess, I don't know, with COVID, this author has come up with a novel way of dealing with her fans, and she has an Airstream. And so she wants to put her Airstream up front, in front of Turn the Page. All transactions will take place in Turn the Page. It's just kind of a way for her to meet and greet her readers. They'll come out of the bookstore, they'll go in, she has a coffee bar.
In her
Okay.
Airstream, she's gonna have people go in her Airstream.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it gonna park there along the
She
side?
has an Airstream and a truck.
How's that gonna go for you, chief?
It ain't gonna bother me, but people trying to come down that street's gonna be kicked.
Well, apparently it's a little Airstream, it's not a big.
I mean, we just have to put out a good parking sign.
Yeah, make sure you give them
Right.
24 hours.
And then that leads me to the, because of the popularity, and Nora Roberts will also be attending. And there's a third author as well. There's approximately 6 of the businesses participating. And just with the sheer volume of people coming into town, we wanted to know if it would be okay to invite one food truck. One food truck. The food truck that's
Thing
interested.
you would think that, though.
Huh?
If you take one and not the other one, is
Well, yeah, somebody got ahead of me and they already invited them. And it's, vendors and they do charcuterie, they don't have a generator running. It's handheld. It's in
I mean, that's the only thing that I would worry about is someone saying, well, why didn't I get invited? People like this person, not me.
I didn't have anything to do.
I'm just saying, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
I mean, if it's not a town sponsored event, if it's just a bookstore sponsored.
Yeah.
event, that's all.
I mean, that's the only thing I would say.
Can you
There's only one.
tell me where that's gonna be parked?
Yeah, so they were.
Right, unfortunately, right in front of this as well.
And
So,
what's the air to give them this?
and so the traffic would be on that side.
So you'll have a food truck and then the Airstream.
And the Airstream.
Would
Why
it
don't you put
be
your good parking signs up?
Would it be possible to partner with the Boonesboro Museum and put the food truck over there?
Bring the vendors down there. Turn the page, get some Boonesboro, Josie's, Rhea, Fit. And then,
And the event runs from what time to what time?
It's always been in this one block area where Bill's pointed out.
They don't even have a, right?
Excuse me?
Generator, and they don't.
No, see.
Like.
Oh,
We can try it. A lot of people complain we don't do it again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think shoot it down.
You know, I hate to have
Trying
food trucks competing with your restaurants, but.
But, you know, last year, when we did it in
Yeah, it's not
November,
a good thing.
in November, when we did it at restaurants, well, the one restaurant couldn't keep up. Giovanni is excited and looking forward to it, and he's offering specials for the evening. I'm not quite sure how it's gonna go either. I turned, to be quite honest, on page, got very excited. Their numbers are climbing, and, one particular book is sold like 60. And so with every morning that comes, they can friends. That's 120 people there. Not to mention Nora's gonna be there, and she has a special announcement to make that day. Once they get wind of that, it's just gonna keep escalating, and it's more of an amenity for the people that are attending the event.
And just make sure 24 hours before function, it signs up. And you said it's over at 9 o'clock.
Over at 9 o'clock.
Get it down right away.
What time's that Airstream gonna park? Earlier than 5, right?
I would probably, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's why it's, you can get it up 24 hours.
The Airstream just has the offer and some coffee, and food trucks.
Yeah.
And disconnect the Airstream from the food truck.
I really, I want to, but I don't know.
It's an option.
You know.
Can that,
Well, they lease it in front of.
disconnect the truck from the
Right.
Airstream.
Yeah,
Airstream, so you don't have to be big.
I personally, for settings would like to have the truck detached from the Airstream.
Well, who's in charge of that?
Well, you know, whatever makes it easier for
I mean, sometimes you just have to put your foot down and say, if you want to do this, this is what you're gonna
Right.
be required to.
Well, I can investigate a little more. I think it might end up being a little,
Up in front of Crawford's, since there's no business there.
no, I just think it'll become more of a thing with turning age.
You need a parking store.
Well, not really, no, but I will ask.
Yeah, I think you should ask. I think it's, you know, it's a fair question. You know, we're giving a
Right.
lot of leeway. so-
Exactly, and, you know, we want to, you want your customers to be able to help with this.
We got a parking lot there, back there, too.
Well, yeah, and the parking behind the.
Hospice too.
Right.
Public too, so. Just don't encourage them to park next year.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've already got a lot about that. And I told her, I said, you gotta sign up, just tell them, you're towed at your own risk. Park at your own risk and you will be towed. And she won't enforce it. I said, well, if you won't enforce it, then how? can you enforce it?"
I was gonna say, how do you enforce something like that?
Okay, well, I hope the weather cooperates for you. It sounds like Thursday night's supposed to be a beautiful night.
Yeah, it is.
That's this Thursday night.
This
Right.
Thursday night. so.
Thursday night.
Me,
On this-
me, yourself, and I, three of us.
You and the ladies. Myself and I. You and the ladies.
Well, maybe they could get caution tape between the Airstream and the food truck.
Well, I mean,
People walk, and he's worried about
I'm
people
worried about
trying
people
to
walking between the
walk
two to cut
between
across
them,
the
you know,
street.
to cut across the street. Maybe like.
Put some tape, caution tape.
Yeah.
Between, so they can't walk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Walk
would
in
be,
between the
I mean,
vehicles.
you can't fix it, you can't fix stupid, but
It helps.
if we do.
That'll keep that deterrent from running out from the
Okay.
car.
But you know what it's like out there between 5
Well,
and
that's
7
a,
o'clock.
I mean, that's the commuter time, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was concerned.
You know, it said about Saturday with the food food trucks, that's a Saturday, but it's still busy.
Right.
When we had the food trucks, but this is
Right.
people coming home from work.
They're in a hurry.
And they're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any way that she can use the parking lot behind her inn? Pull the trailer in there and the food truck and camp out there? I know historically you've always,
Well, yeah, I understand what they want. They want the presence out here.
yeah, but
And that just kind of builds some excitement for the evening. I'm
And again, I think that tape would help. If you run from the back of the street up past the food trucks, and walk out, I think that would help some. It's just the amount of traffic that first hour and a half.
And if you need caution tape, get a hold of her. He's got a roll.
I just don't know where else to put a food truck except in front of my space or on Crawford's. The fencing along the side kind of limits it.
I just hope it doesn't stick out the traffic, that's all I'm worried about.
It can't have to stick it, it can't come out with white lines.
I mean,
Because
you might
somebody
let them
signs
know
it, and they're liable.
They're gonna try, let them try it, but it might not happen next year.
Right, yeah.
If they have to
It
put,
could be just a one-off.
they're gonna have to put one tire probably on the sidewalk so they're not out of the.
But not,
You know-
people in there, you can't have it out in left.
But if she's sticking out over those white lines, they're liable if somebody.
But,
touches
you know,
one.
what if I talk to, Captain Bender, I can't think of his name right now, and ask him about maybe bringing a tent as opposed to a truck?
The alley next to where the hospice used to be helpful, can you back into there? That would drop that whole.
That knock that sidewalk. Yeah, because you park down there, they'll wanna walk up here, they're not gonna walk right across the street. Come around. People aren't that energetic, can't walk out.
Just, coolers.
I thought the same thing, but I thought, nah, I would.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's not, so
Maybe
maybe,
the park his truck in that parking lot, keep his stuff. Yeah.
well, yeah, so maybe he'll be amenable to that. I'll let him know we're concerned his truck might be too big for the street, considering the time of day and and the community traffic.
And if we not leave anybody parking on this side, so people coming this way can get over, you're taking away parking for the restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, this might be a stupid idea. But what's in Crawford's? It's empty.
Too much work.
It's
Yeah,
full
on Thursday.
Well, I'll pull that. Okay, then.
All right, well, I will see what I can do to make this happen. Without any-
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. We have, on the agenda appointment. of
Thank you.
interim Town manager.
Like that.
So,
Gee, I wonder.
I'd like to nominate Kim Miller
I'll second.
as interim town manager.
We're like,
Congratulations.
thanks.
Yeah, you back here?
Yeah.
No, there's not much up beside you.
Who was my second?
Me,
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Kim as interim town manager. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I said something to Tony and I said something to Mary Lee, that under the heading of what we're doing, well deserved. I thought maybe we should give all the office staff a little home, including him and the others, while we're in this transition phase.
Executive session.
That has to be.
I made that
You're
note.
talking about conversation.
Right.
We'll have to do that.
We're all
Executive
making
session.
That's fine.
And we're going to executive session to discuss personnel issues, so
That's
that
fine.
can come up on the other side.
Yes.
Do we have a motion and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Congratulations.
Reporting for duty.
now we get to make your interim town planner.
that's next.
Riley, are you okay with that?
Rally on?
Yeah, you can be it. I approve.
Moving right along, there, council correspondence, Tony was down, to the, fishing derby too. It was very, very successful. We had, I think, 106 kids participate between
The
the,
day before that pond was supposed to be closed, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Our band come out of my house, told the kids they had to stop. One of them is on a board here somewhere, and he said, I was full crap, that pond has never been closed.
It's closed the day before.
That's what I said, oh,
They-
if we just for fishing, but you can't fish today, you
Yeah.
can fish tomorrow.
We'll have to put a sign up or something next year.
Well, I mean, it's just common knowledge that the fish are delivered that day.
Well,
So what's the fun? What's the fun of going to fish?
And these was just
You
little
know?
kids, and the one just called a fish, and I said, and he was all tickled, I said, well, I hate to bust your bubble, but you gotta put it back, you gotta stop fishing. And, you know, you could tell they wanted to stay there fishing. I said,
Yeah.
come back tomorrow morning. Well, one of them called a day, and I forget which name it was, it started with P.
Oh, I'll tell you who.
They called me.
He called me.
Yeah.
You too. And he told me, boy, he said, no, he can't make you stop fishing. And I said, well.
Oh.
We'll put signs up.
Yeah, for future, that's why I was telling you, for future.
No fishing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring up, because I got the phone call too.
Oh, you did?
I got a phone call from an individual. I'm gonna stop right there. And I said, police are stopping, my kids are fishing, and it's, we actually got a message like it's urgent. Call back. I called back. Police are down there, my kids are fishing, you know, they said the pond's closed. Is that, can they do that or what? You know, they're police officers, they can do that, and it's a fishing derby. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, so in the future though, yeah, we probably should post something.
Yeah, good signs.
They're fishing
Yeah.
inside now. You know.
See, we used
So you
to,
know,
so we had down here in the park, we used to have guys that spent the night and kept people out of the creek fishing turtle. Yeah.
You're retired, you don't do anything.
I'll just send the interim town manager down there to make sure, and measure the fish and, you know.
There we go.
It's a very nice derby.
Yeah, very nice. They had a lot of fun.
Nice to see.
We didn't have anybody dive in this year like we did last year. That one little boy went in twice. We just stood there and just like this and went, "Ooh," face down. And the father just grabbed him and pulled him out. And about 10 minutes later, he was in it again. Grabbed him, pulled him out. That time he took him home. He said, that's it. One other thing, I like to bring forth to council under mayor and council corresponding. Starting the new fiscal year in July, the agenda, I like to change the order a little bit. After the citizens' comment, I would like to start bringing Pete in, and Greg in to give us a report, like other municipalities does from their public works, to give us an update of what they're doing and what's going on in town, their needs and everything. It probably only take them a couple minutes each meeting, and then after they're done, they can go. And of course, and then after them, instead of waiting for the chief wait so long down, we'll just do everybody's at the same time. Pete's, Greg's, chief, town planner, town manager, give their reports all at one time, and then we can discuss what they have and then we can go.
If we need to stick over, you can say, hey, and
Yeah, they
something
just,
else is
something else is coming up, because I
stick around,
arranged that, yeah. But, I've been to several Hagerstown's, mayor and council meetings and they, and other municipalities, and they bring their municipal people in and give their reports and all for a couple minutes. Then once they're done, if we got something we want to, hey, look, we need for each day or something on the agenda, they can, or they can just leave right at it. So, and I don't think Pete Gregg, but I wanted to run that by you all and see where you.
Listen to that, or it's just.
I don't think so.
I'm just gonna check.
I already have June's agenda set up, so we're good.
As a matter of fact, that'll cut down on Tony's liaison before C.
Well, yeah, we'll have to give Pete and Greg,
You talking less?
Starting to starting the new fiscal year, Kim, we'll also down with you and do that agenda that way.
Okay.
And I'll talk to Pete and Greg, so they get a plan.
I was gonna say, they do it, yeah.
No, they don't know yet. Police chief report, what you got, Kevin?
Okay, for last month, we had 86 calls for service and 85 traffic stops. I attended the mayor and council meeting here in town hall and then the public safety commission meeting and the workshop. Had 3 guys go to LPR training and they're using them. Took 2 more cars off the street today with no insurance. And then Emily went to speak at the Lions Club meeting. We also did special enforcement at Monument and Young. We spent 9 hours there. We were there 19 different times. We were there for 9 hours. We made 5 stops. Reader's Alley, we did 10 times there for a total of 7 hours. We had 7 stops. So we're spending time there. I don't know if it's worth our money, but we are spending time with these places that are complaining of that. I mean, that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
I saw them out pulling them over at the school.
The brackets for those speed signs should be done next week. I talked to him today and he said hopefully they'll be done at the end of this week. I'll pick them up probably Monday. And if anybody has a spot where they'd like to have them put, please let me know. If not, I'm gonna put them out. I mean, I've brought that up a couple of times. No one in the city.
I haven't had any complaints,
Well,
so, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go by.
Use your best judgment, yeah.
Okay. So that's that, and then if anybody gets a call by the Bensboro Police sponsoring 3 kids in the crime scene process, I donated money to them. It wasn't out of the police budget or nothing, it's Dave's kids. They won the states, they're going to regionals, they're going to Atlanta the next month, and they're looking for donations, and I just give them one. So if anybody says anything, that's totally put product, I'm saying donations provided by our Bensboro Police Department. So if anybody says anything to you, or it didn't come out of our budget, it's not my fault. Just so you know.
Thank you.
Who's that, chief, Dave?
Dave Riser, he teaches for the Career Study Center, not what it's called now, but he has criminal justice up there. On Frederick Street. But anyway, in case somebody would get a call and say about us giving money away, that it wasn't in the police.
By the way, I found out something Wednesday that I wasn't aware of. Emily has been really commended on her, there's some days that she had off. She went up to Operation Second Chance. What it is, it's Heroes Bridge.
Bridge, yeah.
And what it is, it's a place on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday, they bring in veterans, disabled veterans, veterans that are having mental problems and all, and they bring them up there for a getaway. And Emily donated 3 or 4 days.
She did for a long weekend.
For a long weekend. She had a long weekend. She took her time and went up there and assisted and helped them out with those veterans. I haven't seen Emily since I found that out Wednesday when I was up there.
What do you think? It plays pretty nice, isn't it?
Oh, that is unbelievable. That view that they have up there that looks downward about it, it's Ski Liberty. Ski Liberty and the valley of Jack's Mountain. That is just unbelievable. But that is someplace. They have horseback riding for the, and I didn't know Emily liked to ride horses. She worked with veterans to teach them how to ride horses.
Yeah.
I told Mary Pat, I said, oh my God, not another Dave Riser. She'll want to horse too, like Dave did.
Your 7 stops you had on readers, was it any of them going the wrong way or just speeding?
I honestly don't. No, it would be either the stop sign or going the wrong way.
Okay.
It would be one of them. The other night I had one coming through town, I was going this way, they were coming this way. They passed the car in front of Alex's. She got it on camera, but she came and got the tag. He goes down through the square. I turned lights on to get the car. They just passed out of the way. He goes up and goes down Cemetery. I cut down Cemetery. He's going up the alley.
The wrong way.
The wrong way with no lights on. I follow him, get on Young. He makes a left. I see him hit his brake lights at the top of the hill coming down towards the Monument. I get down there and I didn't know where he went, made a right out. Anyway, I got him going through the camera, there at Orchard, couldn't get a tag. Through the square, couldn't get a tag. in front of the police department, he come out, out on the no lights on, come out on 30 Plymouth Street, and he made a left and down up King, no lights on at any time, 10:39.
Last Friday, when you followed me into the park, I wish you had followed me out the park and on down Potomac Street, because when I just got past the police station there where you make a left, I stayed in the lane, and this guy behind me went out around me and passed me like a bat out of hell.
I just can't understand people, I mean, they're in town like that, I mean, we're making stops, we're writing tickets, but it just.
And then to pull out in front of you all.
Well, I figured with all those cameras, I would get a tag, and I couldn't identify the driver, I'm sure, but I was gonna go pay him a visit, say, you can think you 1 mile over, but that's something for you.
Got chances out there, maybe.
But he had to be somebody local, he would have known.
I'll get in and out of those, you know.
So somebody.
You'll catch them. Do you have the description of the vehicle?
It was a Chevy truck.
What night was it?
What color?
Where were you, Colin?
Silver curtain, no. Only went by his house.
Chevy truck, what year Chevy truck?
And anybody have any questions of Kevin? Thank you, sir, very much. Okay, moving on to new business. Fiscal year 2024 real estate and personal property tax rates and constant yield tax rate certification. We didn't have anybody show up for the public hearing. Do we have any discussion on it, or do I have a motion to go ahead and keep it at 0.3591 for 100 assessment?
I make a motion to continue on with the 0.03591 for $100 of assessed value.
And I'll second.
You want to add, keep the other tax rates the same, but the property.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes, and to keep the other incorporated and virtual property taxes the same rate as well.
We have a motion. Do we
You
have
say-
a second?
Yeah, Terry.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Same, motion carries. Okay, fiscal year 2024 water and sewer fixed rate fees. We discussed that in public hearing. With the changes around it up to the nearest 50 cents. We didn't have any comment, well, we had one comment and one citizen. And we didn't have anybody against it or anything, so. Do I have a motion to accept that with the rounding up of make it even 50 cents?
I would be glad to make that motion.
All right, thank you, sir. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion, and I'd just like to add that I would like to continue to study it on at least a yearly or bi-yearly basis, not just to throw it into a 7-year plan.
I think that's fair, and I think we can certainly do that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Everybody know what you voted, no? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstain, motion carries. Resolution 2023-02 and Maryland Rural Development Corporation fiscal year 2024 circuit rider memorandum of understanding.
So this is the same thing that we adopted last year. It's for the Circuit Rider program with Catherine Grattan through Maryland Rural Development Corporation. And they just require us adopting a resolution and a memorandum of understanding.
So I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2023-02 for the Maryland Rural Development Corporation fiscal year 2024 circuit rider, MOU.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstain, motion carries. Kim, I have your signed copy here.
Thank you, sir. I was going to print one for you for tomorrow, so.
Oh, okay.
But that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
There was one bid.
Okay, bid results.
Yes.
Park Community Garden,
So, yeah, so, at the bid opening on Friday, there was one bid request that came in. And it came in for higher than what they expected. So it was from Superior Facilities Management Services. And for the green vinyl fence, which was the one that they would like to have, it came at $35,500.
Wow.
And for the black vinyl, it came in for $21,500. So, and all we received $25,000 from the Norman Roberts Foundation for the project. So after speaking to the Environmental Commission Chairperson, Cassandra Ladino, she said that, yeah, that's a lot more expensive than what they had originally heard from Long Fence, because they had that original quote from Long Fence.
Long.
Long.
Yeah.
I didn't long.
I don't know. I had
Long
Long Fence called me and asked about it, and I told him, I told the gentleman where the bid documents were, and he was like, oh yeah, I see them right here. He's like, okay, thank you so much. But then they didn't submit anything. Maybe he was offended that we put it out to bid after he had already given a quote. I have no idea. I don't know. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, especially for something you're talking about $25,000. You know, you can't just, yeah.
So did she not want black?
They want the green, I guess, to blend in so it's more pleasing with the color. I don't know. So she had asked Greg if they should either consider extending the length of time for the RFP or just waiting and putting it back out for bids again, and, you know, going about it in a different process of actually calling people. And
Do you think we could put it up? I mean, as in Greg and his guys, you think if we talk to Benson, that we could put it up?
I don't know. I don't know how
I'm in
much.
favor of putting it back out.
I'm in favor
Bid.
of putting it back out for bid.
I'm also in favor of them soliciting some of the companies that they
Right.
want to bid. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's a good bid. So why don't you let them do that?
We'll ask Greg.
Yeah, they have a meeting tomorrow night, right, Terry?
Yeah, I can say that to them.
We worked on, shoot, I'm guy's name. Review Thursday.
Ernie.
Ernie, yeah, we're doing Ernie's review, so I'll ask Greg that question, if we bulk material, if they'd be able to install.
Just trying to save us some time and money.
So we'll ask them, remind me to ask Greg that on Thursday.
Mhm.
Not put it back out for
Yeah.
bid.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with, you know, like Mary Lee was saying, you put something out for bid and then you actually call people and say, hey, we have a project,
So,
please give us a quote, you
do I have
know?
a motion to table this and put it back out to bid?
I'll make a motion.
Second. We have a motion and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstaining, motion carries. Fiscal year 2024 draft budget review. Okay.
So I sent out a updated version on Sunday sometime, I don't know what time, but I sent it out. Again, this is just a rough draft, and we can go through the general fund, the water fund, the sewer fund, line by line, answer questions, make adjustments. Now that we did pass the new rate, I do need to get new numbers added in. I think it's 58,000 for water, and what was it, 37? Okay, 58, 37.
But I wouldn't raise my sewer income.
Right,
Because
and
I think we're not
right.
gonna fall
We're falling short
short of what
this
we
year,
got.
so yeah,
Okay, well, I have plenty of comments already. Well, we've talked a bunch of times about the comp plan not coming out of our,
right,
so that's still in there. We need to
And-
take that out.
that was just put in. I think that's a good,
Because we have, it seems to
recommendation.
me like we have money. in
Yeah.
general funds, so
Yeah.
we need to come out of there.
okay, so
Well, while we're on the comp plan, not to interrupt you, really,
Right.
but I had talked
I know.
to Riley
About doing
and
it.
Dave Farmer both about could we do it in-house? And both of them were in favor of that. We were gonna discuss it in our next meeting here coming up. But now with Riley announcing today she's leaving, I'm not sure where
Back in, yeah.
we're at.
Well, if we put it in the budget, if we still do it in-house, we're fine, you just save the money, but at least we've got it budgeted if we don't, if we can't do it.
I just think that's a
I think that's a lot too.
terrible amount of money.
I agree.
I got a question for you all. What's your all schedule look like next week that we could have a workshop meeting and just go over this and work on this so we can have it prepared, so maybe we can get it finalized and everything and approved for June's mayor and council meeting. Next week, I'm available probably any night of Tuesday night, the 16th. That's the week of the 15th. 15th is on Monday.
I'm available Monday.
I'm available Monday. Everybody else available Monday evening?
I have no life. I'm
Yes,
available.
I'm available.
Pick a day.
Eric?
I suppose I can make it work. I'm an old guy, keeps a paper calendar at home.
Oh, okay. Well, I normally do too, but I would. I would have, so, how about you, Ricky?
May 15.
Yeah, I'm fine with it right now.
What's a good time for y'all?
I'd say
7
6.
o'clock?
6.
Six?
Is that 6 o'clock? okay?
Workshop.
No light rain, 6 o'clock, okay?
So how would you like to do that? How do you like to have printed copies or put
Yeah.
it on this big screen?
Well, I did do some work on another format, just because I like the format, but I mean, there's, like, I found things that need corrected.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we'll
do you
discuss
want me
that,
to, like,
okay.
go over them now, or you just you wanna, I mean, like, some of the things I sent you the last time, questions didn't get fixed. So,
Well, some of them did.
no.
Okay. All right. Well,
Why don't you all?
you want to send it to me?
Yeah, you all discuss that and work on it,
All right.
and
Okay.
then we'll sit down and we'll go over it on Monday. at
And then,
6
just
o'clock.
to be clear, we're gonna have printed copies, is that what you're?
Yeah, please,
Okay.
yeah, that's easier than looking at it. If you talk real nice to Kim, she'll probably run them off.
Oh, I'll bet you she will too.
Right.
Get me our leaves.
And this is a public workshop, so.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, joy. Riveting stuff.
Ruining.
Colin has-
Well, we appreciate your input, sir. Okay.
Well, you know, we're just
Enjoy your
grooming
fish
you for
yesterday?
council.
Everybody keeps telling me that. I'm not sure I like that.
Did you enjoy your fish yesterday?
Yeah, that's good.
It was good.
Yeah, and the kids got their shrimp, so then we took all that home, peeled it, and then now we had shrimp Alfredo tonight for dinner.
Wow.
Tight economy, and then you got water rates.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. We'll do it next Monday at 6 o'clock. Thank you all. Any other?
Now, are we going with the format that Tony and Paul came up with, or are we going with the one that Mary Lee had done before? Because we should kind of have like one format instead of dueling formats, you know?
Well, yeah, we are gonna pick them.
Yes.
Well, who's the main person doing it?
Having format is not a good format.
But
But
does
just
Tony,
the accountant,
does Tony like that format?
But
I'm doing
it also doesn't translate well to put it into the software.
So, yeah, so can I,
You gotta do a
when
lot
you
more
look-
to put it in the
when you look
software.
at the budgets, the style that Mary Lee had done is more off of our financial report.
Okay.
So you can look at that and you can look at what's in our accounting system and they pair up.
Mirror up. Okay, I got you.
Whereas the format that we had been using the past 2 years, you kind of have to figure out where things go. It's not straight
You
down.
might be fine for
Open.
presentation.
Right, yeah. I'm open for.
Either
changing
thing.
To whatever is best for everybody.
Okay.
I just find this one easier to following for myself, but we can certainly look at presenting the final in that different format. So,
Okay.
whatever makes y'all happy.
Us number freaks.
Let's go into position report, park board.
All right. We met on April 26th at 6:30 down at the park. They did the yearly walkthrough, list of repairs and suggestions will be sent in at a later date. And we had our meeting at 7:25 and the Toma was down there. She presented a schedule of events for National Trail Days, Appalachian Trail Community Dedication on June 3rd from 8 to 4. Encouraged everybody to go. She also presented a draft for the Boonesboro beautification project and the possibility of using DO's grants. Unfinished business, it was the disc golf update, which you all know about that, and the tree board, Arbor Day, Earth Day, tree cleanup update. 3 trees were planted on Arbor Day. Tree dedication ceremony for Bruce Schmidt was well attended. Stream cleanup went well. Volunteers included Girl Scout troop, wow, 40709-10, Cub Scout Pack 20, Boy Scout Troop 51, and Boy Scout Troop 2119. Next meeting is at May 24th here at 7 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Did you mention about the temporary dog park?
Temporary dog.
It's in the minutes.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Now you brought it up. Well, actually, I was looking at our general budget funds, and since the general fund budget has a little money, I was gonna suggest maybe putting it off.
They park board free, and Greg has no problem. Greg's gonna get some prices on what it would cost to put the wooden fence up and then put the mesh on the inside so that they can't fall underneath and get out. And they'll have to put a gate on it, but the gate will have to be wide enough that you can open and get equipment in for fireworks and all. So, yeah, Greg's supposed to work up some prices and those.
And we're hoping that like alleviates some of the dog poop throughout the yard,
Yeah. Well, still,
this park.
we're gonna encourage the people in the dog park to clean up.
Oh,
after
absolutely.
the dog. We
Oh,
don't want them
absolutely.
guys up there putting up fireworks,
No.
walk around in dog.
No.
At least it's centralized. I mean,
Yeah,
it's right
it's
there.
good, yeah, it'll be, I get very informed, to exercise and run around and everything. Now I've got a request for a cat park.
Oh, you got it.
No.
No, I'm serious, I'm serious.
What are you
Somebody
doing a
said, "Well,
cat
here
park?"
you are gonna put a dog park down, that's what we're talking about, well, what about for cats? Well, cats play at any place.
Why?
On the
We have
streets
one
and
at
look
Wise
at
grocery store.
Tell them to come up my house. They use my garden all the time.
They use my flower bed all the
Yeah.
time, my neighbor's cats.
So how quickly is Greg gonna get these numbers together?
It'll take a few days to get the
By
price.
the end of the week?
No, it's out by the end of the night.
Okay,
Now,
bring up in Monday's workshop.
yeah, we'll bring it up Monday in the workshop, yeah. See where you have an estimate by Monday. He'll be able to figure it out.
Okay.
And he said it's no problem for them to do the work, put it up, save the money.
Up where you have the fireworks.
Yeah. Up on- right behind the basketball courts.
Right here. Right up on the hill. Of course, you're never down there.
So
It's right there.
Thank you. Boonesboro Utilities Commission, Tony.
Sure. BMUC last met on April 19th. We welcomed new members Chad Matthews and Terry Davis. We also interviewed a new applicant, Eric Norris. At that time, there was a failed opportunity to make a motion to appoint Eric onto the BMUC, and there was an email that went out over the weekend, and the BMUC voted on it, and they did want to make an appointment for Eric Norris to be on the BMUC, so I'm gonna bring it up now, if that's okay with you all.
I like to appoint Eric Norris to a 4-year term. Is that what they are?
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's
gonna be he's gonna be the out-of-town resident, and it's a new term, so yeah, it's gonna be 4 years.
Is that Lauren?
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Lauren, Eric.
Yeah, we'll start calling him Lauren, that way there's not two Erics.
He's,
Because that is Eric Keelis, and that's from Virginia. I was like, oh, good.
very, very knowledgeable of the water and sewer system, because that's what he worked with all.
He's still doing it, he works for Brunswick now. So he started WSSC, came to Frederick County, retired from Frederick County as their assistant chief plant operator for small systems, which mirrors more what we do, obviously. And then he retired, went to Brunswick, and he works there now at their wastewater plant. So he carries a Maryland Class 4 water treatment, which is pretty much the highest that you can go in the state of Maryland. It's pretty much taking Potomac River water, treating it to make it potable. And then now he has a 5A wastewater, which mirrors what he does, so.
Very knowledgeable, very qualified for the position. It's nice that we're getting some people in there like that. So I like to appoint Eric or Lauren Norris to the Utilities Commission for 4 years.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Eric Lauren Norris of BMUC.
I'll second that. And how was he get notified then? Is Tony do that, does the liaison?
He texted me today and asked me like an update on it, and I said, hey, it's going to Mayor Council today, so.
I'll see him tomorrow night at the sale.
If you want to reach back.
Or
out
you can
to
just text them right now and
Yeah,
say,
just like-
you are currently on the BMUC. Sorry. Whoa.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, same motion carried.
Text.
There you go.
Next meeting.
Okay, it's,
It said it wants to be Eric or Lauren.
He goes by Lauren.
Because this Eric, we can just call you
No, that was
See,
from
he
me
said-
off.
Lauren. Okay.
not bad.
This is that.
Okay, so moving on, under old business, the advanced metering infrastructure, there is no update. WRA has the project in queue, they're waiting for availability, but it should be a quick moving project once it gets started. Schaefer Park well replacement project was to begin late April or early May. Pre-construction meeting was scheduled for 4/28. Side note, they started drilling today. I sent y'all a video. Reservoir replacement, WRA is reviewing the security upgrades with the reservoir at this time and all of the drinking water facilities, also the wastewater treatment plant. The town with the community project funding was selected as one of the 15 requests to be included in FY24 appropriations bill. We were awarded the FY23 community project funding, but it hasn't been funded. That's why we resubmitted for the FY24 request. Under new business, FY24 utility rate structure was presented to the mayor and council. It was continued discussion at the workshop and it was brought up here tonight in this meeting. The wastewater treatment plant sludge dewatering facility. We have a $1 million state budget grant in the works. As of April 2023, it's passed the legislative house. It's over to the Senate now. It's likely to be awarded. That project is slated to start sometime in April, which, that didn't happen. Pete informed me today that the holdup is the county permit. They're still behind.
Well, Commissioner Jeff Klein said if we were having issues with the permit office to give him a call. We actually talked about that.
We did talk about that.
Or at the.
Well, we talked about it the other day too, so, okay, we talked about
That they need to get on the mark.
Okay.
Other citizens have complained about their permitting. Yeah.
the town manager's transition plan was shared with the BMUC. Schaefer Park and the Keysville Springs Solar Array Grant. We were awarded $57,000 from MEA, which is the Maryland Energy Administration, to install the solar panels on both facilities. After the roofs are replaced, an RFP was approved by the mayor and council. Bids are due in the week of 5/12. Two of our employees, I think we've already talked about this, Jay Hill and Jay Morton, both received water and sewer certifications. They were awarded promotions and raises. Our MS4 progress report with MDE, the Maryland Department of Environment, recommends the town plan for an additional restoration equivalent to 10% of our current baseline by 2030. The 5-year permit cost up to this point has been $685,000, of which $600,000 has been through grant funding and only cost the town $85,000. Under systems report with Pete, on the Boonesboro side with water, there were no problems. On the Keedysville side, there is a high service pump failure that is being taken care of. It's in for service, and there are no problems on the sewer side. With Greg, on the water side in Boonesboro, the hydrant flushing was to begin the week of May 8th through 12th. It'll take approximately 30 days to complete. And on the sewer side, there was a backup at the Boonesboro Police Department is being monitored for disposition. As you know, there was a line that runs under 34, and we had a quote from Roto-Rooter for like $39,000 or $35,000, and we're gonna figure it out. We meet again on May the 17th, you want to tell Lauren, at 6
Already
p.m.
did, take care of.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions? Hearing the planning commission. Eric?
Yes, sir. Good job, Tony. I
Thank you.
remember all this stuff.
I'll write it down.
The planning commission did not meet last cycle. When I had talked to Rowley a couple of days ago, we were planning on meeting the next cycle here, which I think is next week or the week after. And we were going to discuss the comp plan a little bit about who could do what. I also talked to Dave Plumley when I ran into him in a restaurant about the same subject. So we didn't meet, we're due to meet again, get it next week or two. With today's news of Riley leaving, that put a little wrench in things on that. And I guess just a sidebar, I happened to ride by 50 St. Paul Street up here today, and they have the stakes in the ground where that road's gonna go up through those houses. And that's just gonna be a mess, and the neighbors are gonna come raise more hell. But anyway, that's my report on that.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions with that?
That hasn't been approved by us, right?
That has not been approved by us.
Well, we get the site plan, right?
That's what I'm told, we get the site plan.
Okay, Public safety commission.
All right, Public Safety Committee met on Thursday, April 20th. And thank you, Terry, Eric, and Ray, who attended our meeting and actually stayed the whole meeting. And did the stop lead training with the new kit that was bought for the Boonesboro ambulance rescue to be done. It was also suggested and talked about that maybe those kits be purchased and carried by more of the town staff. I don't know whether that's already something the safety director has taken care of, but we said, they said like they're at the wastewater treatment plant, the water plant, certain things, but like, we were thinking like, if everybody had one in their truck, you know, because anytime you're out working on equipment, you can cut.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of those compact things and the compressor things could,
How much do they cost?
I think they were like $58 is what, the actual little, it's an emergency kit, that's a tourniquet and a dog pad thing.
Yeah, because we bought when,
So-
we got them all first aid kits, so they all have the
Yeah,
Red Cross first
I
aids.
think that Brett or Jay Matt said rescue essentials, tactical emergency medical supplies. They're a little pack, and you just keep them in your, like, you can keep them in your car, so you came up against a car accident. You know what I mean? You'd be able to pull
Like as a
it.
supplement to the first aid kit they carry.
But yeah,
They do our town employees each have one in their truck?
The first aid
First aid
kits.
first aid kits, but not
these.
So that was the recommendation from the safety commission, to maybe bring it up to the safety director or bring it up here. We probably have money and, you know, put in supplies budget to do that, but just like, you know, it could save,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, a digit on your hand. or
Yeah, because I mean, accidents happen, you know?
Yeah, just, you know, when you're working on something. The Opticom traffic signal, former town manager Mantello got the application in before he left, so hopefully we'll be hearing about that. PA system got used at the Fishing derby, that was one of the things we done. The town house numbering ordinances, that's been the big debate. We were gonna ask Riley to assist us in rewriting that ordinance. She won't be here, so, but it was also brought to my attention when I did the park cleanup that maybe some of the other committees would like to weigh in on that ordinance, because it also has like certain things about like certain trees that can be planted on the property, and Jeff, David said that maybe those needed updated and things, so maybe that's something that happens when we go through our comprehensive plan, more review. And then it was also telling me that how the HOA would trump, they can be more strict than our ordinance. So if our ordinance allows these reflective signage, their HOA can still discontinue them. So that's kind of the purpose of, so I guess we'll kind of people that until we see where we're at.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought she said, if you all say we can do it, then that's gonna override.
Well, that's what Nina said, but then that's not what someone else.
The HOA can be more restrictive, but we can actually, we can make an ordinance that does not allow, that requires you to
So
have.
that's what, you know what I mean, that's where we're at, is
Or we
if
can
we
make an
want to
ordinance.
decide, the
that shall not
recommendation
restrict.
from the safety committee was that we should let them be allowed. And then we also talked about maybe making them mandatory in new construction.
At one time, the county fire and rescue was
So-
gonna make it, so, well, they were going mandatory, all residents in the county have them, but then that fizzled out for some.
Yeah, and that's what, we didn't want to say everybody had to go and buy a new sign, we thought that would not go over well, but we were gonna encourage putting them up and not have HOAs make them take them down.
It was us to say that cannot deny someone an opportunity to put it up if they want to. That's what we would have to do. Thou shalt not. You can be restricted, but this one you can't be restricted.
So,
This is mandated out of town.
so again, that's still in the works on how we update that, but that was what they would like to do. We're gonna meet early this month to do sidewalks. We're gonna start on Potomac Street since we had a citizen comment about that. National Night Out is Tuesday, August 1st, so guys put that on the calendar to help serve a meal. And then there was some more discussion about that all-inclusive food for emergency center. You know what I mean, like a new location was maybe thrown out and talked about, and so. About it.
When was National Night Out?
August 1st.
Tuesday, August 1st.
When you, in your travels, you might want to take a look, and you probably noticed it too, the markings coming out Stafford Avenue.
Oh, okay.
People parking every which way and making left turns from the middle or from the right. The turn arrows in the white line is really faded out there, so that's something for them to look into. I don't think it's that hard. I don't know what grading it. I think they have one in hot tools that they can put those arrows down. So, and the white line and the.
Yeah, like we got to get the turn arrow at the square, remember when they didn't arctic one, put the arrows down again.
Yeah. That's in your all's travels when you're around looking at it.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do a different section of town, kind of. Oh, it was suggested that, the chief said maybe we should put a board on the website, like the public safety committee might be out inspecting sidewalks in case somebody
See somebody
calls or
wandering the street.
people want.
Taking a picture of your house.
So.
Front sidewalk.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions in there? There's none. Economic development, right?
EDC met on
EDC,
met on the 26th for 3.5 hours. It was well attended.
The BMUC.
Very well attended. There also was a spring jubilee on the 3rd. I did not attend. It was on a Saturday, but anybody here went. Apparently.
yeah, it was nice crowd. I found on the way back from Annapolis and very nice crowd.
Very well attended. The tomorrow night is Night at the Museum. We're gonna have the EDC meeting or networking evening there. You all are encouraged to come. This will
Tomorrow night, Thursday night. No, tomorrow night.
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Tuesday.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6 p.m.
Wednesday is.
You're like a fight, are you?
Sure.
Night at the museum.
Moonshine.
We have, this will be the biggest event we've probably ever had. We've had over 50 people RSVP'd already. So the biggest breakfast we ever had was 40, like 42. So this is bigger than that. So you get to come in, there'll be some words, there'll also be some hors d'oeuvres for food reserve. And then you can, there'll be a little presentation from the museum, and then you can walk around, eat your hors d'oeuvres and look at the old hand in there. You know, whatever other old stuff you want to see in the museum. So it'll be free range in the museum. Chuck will be there giving us tours as well. Girls' Night Out, as you know, okay, we just talked about it, we're all good on that. That's this Thursday. I think you can come even if you're not a girl. I don't think there's any rule on that. What else? Let's see, we've got ribbon cutting. We did Josie's, had their 10th anniversary. That was very nice, well attended. We also, Talon Studios moved across the street, did a ribbon cutting for her. And then we also, of course, did when you were there at the farmer's market. Let's see, Board Town Alliance, Ron Humble is coordinating it. We had 9 community leaders who have all agreed to serve on the board of directors. And the first meeting was this week. It will be this week, and their officers will be elected. First task is to complete their 501c3 application for nonprofit status. National Trails Day, as the gentleman said, and you all aware, on the 3rd. Big doings. Make sure you're all on the calendars to come out for that. That's going to be up on the mountain. Yep. And yeah, hope to see you all tomorrow night.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions of Ray? Hearing none. Terry?
We met on Tuesday, April 11th. We had a master gardener that spoke about different types of invasive plants, what to plant, what not to plant. She was very informative, actually. They are, to go along with your doggy park, they are going to be doing DIY dog waste carriers. They're ordering something from Amazon, a dog waste carrier, and they're gonna have demonstrations on how to make things like that, so that you'll have them, you don't have to go out and buy your own dog waste.
It's basically like a little poop scoop that you can like carry around with you.
They're getting leave no trace posters to put around. So that's the type of
I have a dog I can bring if you need one.
Demonstration.
Demo dog.
Tomorrow night, Bill Westcott from Key City Compost is going to be coming to our meeting, presenting some composting options for the town. They are looking for donations such as tools, that type of thing for the community garden. So if you see anybody that has tools they want to get rid of or cheap for sale, you can let me know, I guess. I can let them know. And Barb Wetzel spoke to the town manager of Williamsport about street sweeping. Williamsport has a street sweeper, and they're open to the idea of coming to Boonesborough to do our sweeping also.
When did they change?
Working
their mind?
maybe, what do you mean change their minds?
The first time they said no.
I don't know.
We
Maybe
asked
Barb
them,
worked
years
on
ago.
it. I don't know. She
Who's on
said,
the-
I don't know I don't know what she found out. I'll find out more about it tomorrow
Street
night.
sweeper?
Yeah.
You don't have to have one for MS4 actually anyway, that's got the HIPAA, high filtration and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's, that Williamsport got the meeting, that's for the
Yeah.
What?
That we're gonna be required to have one from MS4.
Eventually you will, down the road probably.
But it would be good if we could like pay Williamsport to come do it for us. You know,
Yeah, give it a
maybe
nice
we-
deal.
So we don't have to buy one, but I did talk to Brunswick and they're having a hard time. I don't know how they really work. I thought they swept and everything went. But apparently it's not.
This
But then there's Brunswick is having a hard time figuring out what to do with that stuff.
Well, you gotta have, I think you even have to have a permit there.
Let's squish it down and then we'll make fertilizer.
And she did, Brunswick lady told me, they did get theirs made a lot for grants. So, I mean, if we were ever thinking about buying one, you might want to talk to Brunswick. Because they do have one too. And, I see on our minutes for tomorrow night, it talks about a second EV station, but I don't know anything about it. You know anything about it? Oh,
The second one, at one time, if this worked real good, he wanted to put them in the park.
yeah.
But I haven't heard anything.
Okay, so you haven't. I didn't know unless maybe Paul told him something and we don't know about it. So I-
Dave, Klein's in charge of that. He said, asked me if we want to plan a park. I said, sure. Providing how these work.
Right.
And they're really working very
Right.
well. A lot of people use them.
Yeah.
And they said that since they're so popular, they put two down there.
Okay. All right, that's it. We meet tomorrow night.
Anybody have any questions of Terry? Raleigh, you have anything?
I just have two things. I did call Ann today about Fox Gap and she has not called me back, but today is their last day to finish everything and they haven't. So I guess we just need to figure out what our next steps are going to be. And then the grants for the facades, I've been working with Brian and Catherine on those. And there are two people that have applied, so they meet zoning. So I guess they'll just have to hand in applications and whatever else they need to do to get that done. But there's two of them that are good to go.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Raleigh? Thank you, Raleigh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything on your town manager's report, but I did receive this email from Deborah Heine. She's the policy advisor for Senator Van Hollen. Update on some of our grants. The Boonesboro Reservoir replacement was submitted to the Appropriations Committee. So we're waiting on the final approval for that. The Boonesboro wastewater, the WWTP lagoon dredging was not forwarded to the Appropriation Committee, so we may have to reapply for that down the road. The water distribution system lead component replacement, the federal government wants this requirement, was not forwarded to the Appropriations Committee. U.S. alternate 40 water line looping was not submitted to the Appropriations Committee. Fletcher's Grove well and water treatment plant was not forwarded to them. Crestview water pressure reduction and bypass was not submitted. And wastewater collection system capacity pipe replacement was not forwarded. So out of all the things we applied for with the federal government, looks like the only thing that's probably going to make it would be the reservoir. We won't see that until 2024. That's our
How much was that?
5 million.
I thought we did something, there's so many of these things I get confused. I thought we had something through training that was for earmark.
Yeah, but Trevor introduced us, so Van Hollen had to do it in the
Okay,
system.
so it is the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
So it's an earmark, not a grant.
Are you gonna let me give them to the NEC, because they're pretty much all the NEC? So that I can make sure they're aware of this, because this is not good.
So is that
Well,
right now?
securing that 5 million is good.
Well, I
Because
understand.
then that frees up some of the ARPA funds. that
But
we
this,
concern you.
this is the federal, it's not state. We're still going to get our money, hopefully from the state, right? I hope to get a chance to talk to more tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going down to the fourth graders presentation for the work for the running of the If I Were Mayor contest. And he will be there, so I'm gonna try to at least get 5 minutes of his time. Say, hey, look, don't forget about Boonesboro. You had it in your speech that municipalities have water problems from Baltimore to Boonesboro. So don't forget us.
So, you know, that first 5 million is an earmark,
Yes,
not a grant.
right. That's not a grant. No, it's
Right,
cash.
it's in the appropriate.
That's nothing to do with, you have to come up with so That's all I have. Does anybody else have anything to come to the council? Hearing that, I have a motion to go into executive session as provided under Job Division Article 3-305B. One subsection I to discuss the appointment, employment, assessment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials of employment and certification.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody have any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Give you 5 minutes.
Keep on going.
Okay.